Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip of Anatomy of the Church and State. Be sure to catch the full episode on Rumble or ChristiansForLiberty.com. Links are in the show description.
If the Jewish people want there to be a king, then it's a commandment that there should be a king. Which means if the Jewish people don't want to have a king, then it's not a commandment from God. That means if you can serve God without there being a king, then there's no mitzvah. Mitzvah means a commandment. There is no mitzvah to have a king. But if the Jewish people say, hey, we're not serving Hashem, we feel we need a king to force us to do it, so then if that's the case, then it becomes a mitzvah. Then it becomes a commandment to have a king, which means it's telling us that the best state is that people should want to serve God, and that's enough. I don't steal. I don't hurt people. I don't insult people. I live according to the Torah. I don't need anything else. If people feel that they need a king to be able to force them to keep the will of God, so then we have a king. And then you have, who was the first king? Was Saul. And the thing is that Hashem went and God spoke to Samuel, who was a prophet, and said, you have to, the people want, Samuel was very upset because the people came to him and said, we want a king. Mm-hmm. And he got really upset. So he went to God because, prophets can speak to God. Mm-hmm. And God said to him, listen, they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting me. Yep. They're rejecting me. They're not, so go ahead, find this guy named Saul. He's the one that should be the king. And what happened when he went to anoint Saul hid. He hid. He went and there was he hid under a pile of coats. He didn't want to become the king. And then when they pulled him out and anointed him as the king, what did he do? Did he sit on the throne and start giving orders? No, he went back home and started plowing his fields again. He didn't do okay, I'm a king, thank you very much. And he went back home, got behind his oxen, his oxen, and started plowing his fields. Until the Philistines attacked the Jewish people, and people said, hey, we need a king now to marshal the army. So he got from behind his oxen and became the king. So you see that that government is, it's not a preeminent thing. It's not. It could be done without, to be quite honest. And I just want to say, at the same time, we have a statement that we have, the Jewish people that has, the person says you should pray for the welfare of the government. Because if not for the fear of the government, people would swallow each other up alive. That if you're going to have a government, the government has to be a strong government, which means that the government, that people do things wrong, they will be punished. Not like in New York City right now, I don't know how it is where you are, in which, they got rid of bail. So you go in there, you commit a crime, you go in there, there's no bail, you go out within a few hours, and you have a court date, and they say if you show up with a court date, we'll give you Mets tickets to the Mets games. We'll give you movie passes. And that's what they do. They have criminals coming over the border. They had anyone who doesn't have the vaccine is fired, which means anyone who has any backbone, they don't want on the police force or in the military. So you're out. They get all these people who are weak-willed people, and they're hiring people only to give us tickets. There's a new police force in New York City, and their job is just to go around to cars and to find anything wrong so they can give us tickets of $250 a ticket to be able to finance all the money they want to give to the illegal immigrants.
Wow.
So no one fears the government, right? We're not afraid. People are committing crimes in our city. Like I lived in New York City. I live in New York City since 1980. And it was really a nice place. People are nice and polite. There's never been crime like it's been now because the people on the streets feel that the government's on their side to commit crimes. They even did that when they were burning down the city. When they were burning down cities 2 years ago, you had the stupid politicians getting up saying they have a right to do it. When that one fellow in Wisconsin defended himself, so he had to go to trial. But the people who are burning down the city, it's okay. We're okay. Keep on going.
It's wild. It's wild. Yeah, they burn down cities with impunity, and then we have people sitting in solitary confinement for trespassing right now. It's just.
And the thing is.